Y'all hear the coyotes? It's pretty crazy. It's early. It's got my dogs all wild. But anyways, I just want to show you guys a clip of this. Oh, what I've been fucking with. Dead mouse. Must be the one caught last night. But anyways, so these here's the trusses I was talking about. I'm pretty excited about them. I mean, they're all in pretty decent shape. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'll show you guys a little bit of this in the daylight. I'm gonna do the rest of the video here later, probably. But anyways, there's 20 of them here. There's 22, not including the ones that's attached to the gables. There's, well, technically a little over 16 foot trailer. That's probably because these end, what they shot over a little bit further. But yeah, I'd say about like that. And anyways, this here's gonna be what I use to make the cabin out of, and maybe a little building garage thing eventually. We'll see. It's a pain in the ass though. I had to load them all by myself. But I'm pretty excited about these. I got that the parts trailer done. But anyways though, hey guys, so this here's going to be the rest of the video. Like I said, I took that clip earlier showing the trusses and the coyotes and stuff. I did listen back to it, and you could hear the coyotes, which I thought was cool. I was wondering, I need to go back and, because be honest with you guys, 99% of the time I don't go back and watch these. So I'll probably repeat stuff, you know, whatever. But point is though, in that one video where they were like kind of crazy here at night and stuff, I wonder if you can hear it on there as well, you know, now. But anyways, or on that video. Sorry, I'm tired as fuck, as always, right? It's like 2 a.m. Get my little smoke before start getting ready for bed. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to kind of give an overview of the week. I'll be honest with you, it feels like Monday, even though it's not. It's Saturday night, well, Sunday now technically. Happy Father's Day, you know, the dads out there and stuff. But basically what's happened this week, have been doing like interview application viewings and stuff for that rent trailer, the one that we've redone. And so far, we've had some no-shows. Had somebody say it was too small because they've got some, like, the husband's like in a wheelchair, like one of them big motorized ones or whatever, couldn't really get down the hallway probably, or like enough to turn in to do stuff. You know what I'm saying? That type of stuff. Excuse me. You know, understandable. But had several interested, but usually what we do is whenever they message about it, we'll make sure they're not a sex offender, make sure they're not been arrested for any real shit, and make sure they ain't got like 100 kids, right? So I've had kind of a combination of those, mostly like single parents with like a fuckload of kids. That's like, one of them had like 4 kids. It's like, bro, there ain't no way you're gonna be like even accommodate for 1 kid, right? You know what I'm saying? Like safely. And at that point, then you're just gonna have them fucking laid out in the living room or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And also, they're gonna go wild and tear shit up. Also, some people, hey, do you allow pets? Even though we put on the thing like no pets, but just shit like that. However, though, we did have 2 people that we really liked. One of them was like a younger Mexican couple. I don't think they're interested in stuff like that. They showed up, checked it out, and took an application, but haven't heard back from them or anything. I mean, they said they was looking at some other stuff too. So um, there's that. Also, the other people, they were an older couple. They're raising their grandkid. Well, they're like middle aged, but they're raising their grandkid. Said she was 5, so it's just gonna be the three of them. And the guy works, excuse me, construction, and says he's gone all week. Usually just home on the weekends. A lot of times he spends time at his dad's house because his dad has dementia anyway. So that's kind of what they're wanting. They live about an hour away, but they're wanting to move back to this town because of where the guy's dad lives and kind of take care of him. At least that's the story they spun me. So all seems legit. Everything checks out. They actually filled an application out on the spot. You know, they were pretty nice and everything like that. So, which we done that this week. We're gonna have one more week of some interviews and people and stuff like that, and kind of take the best. But really, they're about the only ones that's filled out an application and has returned it to us that we didn't like kind of turn away or stuff like that. So, but point is though, should be getting that going on, which is going to be great. So we've done a lot of that. We've also just done a lot of like kind of running around bullshitty stuff. Kind of taking care of some business here and there. I've also made a lot of headway on that, like to say the parts trailer. I've worked on that about 3 days or 3 time slots. Like our days are kind of weird. Sorry, my nose running and stuff, but it's kind of broken up between like waking up and breakfast time, then breakfast time to my daughter's nap time, which then once she wakes up, then it's like getting supper ready time. Then afterwards, it's usually like wind down, chill time, then snack time, and then it's like our time that we have to stay up late by ourselves and stuff or whatever, right? Um, so realistically speaking, well, our whole time frame revolves around our kid, but really the main 2 times to go and work and do stuff is from kind of waking up in the morning, going and doing stuff depending on how long you want to stretch it. Sometimes I've woken up really early and went and worked. Like I'll get up like 6, 7, or 8, just kind of depending on time of the year, what I got to get done, if I got to run around, the shit's got to open up, stuff like that. Then I've worked where I get back around her nap time, or I'll get back at best around breakfast time, or sometimes it takes all the way to supper time. Even one time as well beyond supper too. It's like, oh my gosh, didn't have anything to eat. It's crazy. But that's usually the best time. The other time is going to be like after supper. Usually after that, I'm just like wore the fuck out. And also got a bunch of food on me, so pretty tired. And anyways, also depending on the time of year, it's going to get dark early or late. Which now it's getting dark 9:30. So you got some time to do stuff, but anyways, so basically I went over there and worked at like 3 different time slots. It's kind of here, and most of it's all been earlier, and I've got a lot of stuff done over there. So I'm getting that motherfucker wrapped up. Because this week I'm really trying to, like this week coming up, I'm really trying to push and get a lot of stuff done. That, and I've still got a fucking bush hog. I need to mow the yard. Did get my daughter's like swing set playground thing put together as well. So that's been great. Also, There's well, there's one other big thing that I'm going to mention here in a minute, but then there's another thing too. Um, well, I've just kind of been going through some bullshit, like with stuff, and I'll be honest with you guys, like, um, financially speaking, because anybody who's been watching for a long time kind of knows, I've kind of had all these little things like pile up per se, um, like to do, and I'm kind of in a bit of a time crunch. It's crazy because um, early August is whenever I'd left my job to kind of pursue getting all this rental stuff and all this bullshit taken care of and whatnot. And with that being said, it's uh it's coming up on a year, and just finally getting everything taken care of. Oh yeah, also got another load of gravel delivered, and I got to get that spread. So, but point is though, is financially speaking, I'm kind of at a crossroads, right? Now, here's what I'm planning on doing, unless anything changes. So, I've got enough funds to complete the Better Built Barn tiny home thing once it gets moved over. Now, once that's completed, I'm basically going to be bled dry, okay? So, that being said, I've got to, and this is what I was hoping to not happen because, again, it's weird because it's like a race against time. Had I got all this stuff done previously, because, it takes money to live month to month and stuff like that, but, between taxes and where that semi driver like fucked up place down there and everything, got a little settlement out of that, sold the four wheeler, just some shit like that, I've been able to keep kind of going and stuff like that, and it's kind of reaching the end of the line. Now, theoretically speaking, I could continue to ride things out a little bit longer, but I wouldn't have enough funds to um, kind of finish everything up and stuff like that because like I said, I need to start having some money coming in to kind of replenish. I mean, the universe is taking care of me so far, and everything's kind of worked out and it's been great because I really need this year. It's crazy because it literally takes so fucking long to completely remodel and get people over there to do what they're supposed to do and to take care of all the other shit that pops up. Like, I'm so fucking busy. Like, that's the thing, is it's hard to even explain. Like, I'm scheduled out for like the next fucking week already, of things to do. And it's like, how to kind of navigate, everything that's going on, right? Like, and to take care of everything. So my point on all that is though, is like, um, if it wasn't for just like, because I've worked harder, like, and a lot of times people, especially around here, will measure hard work and stuff like that in, like, excuse me, like making money is all about like working hard. You have to like literally like kill your body and stuff to make money. If you don't, then like you're a pussy or whatever. But I've worked harder this past year than I probably have my entire life put together combined. You know what I'm saying? Especially the last two. Well, I'd say a little over a year. But point is though, on all that is like, um, I've been doing all this stuff and not getting paid for any of it. It's just been like donkey walking up there. I heard some rustling. I was like, oh shit, we got another possum. But uh, anyways, though, it's kind of like doing all this stuff, getting paid. And I was thinking about it today, is like, because we went to Walmart this evening, and cashier, she asked what we've been into today, and it's just kind of like, there's the chickens in there rustling. But it's like, how do you even explain? It's like, my wife said, well, he's been tearing the roof off house, and she cleaned the chicken coop today and stuff. And it's like, and I got to think about it. It's like, fuck, I paid to do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I spent the money and bought the place that I'm having to like work on. Like, it's weird how shit like that works out. But anywho though, point is though, I don't regret any of it. I've got to see my daughter grow up so fucking much in this past year, and also once I've got 2 rentals set up. Hopefully my pajamas don't show too much. Sweatpants. Need to kind of stretch my legs a little bit. I got some badass Charlie horses and shit whenever I was doing like lifting them trusses and throwing them on the trailer. Today, but I'm so tired. That's why I'm fucking kind of out of it a little bit. But anyways, point is though, it's like it's just kind of weird to think about like that. But once we got the 2 rentals set up, then at that point everything's going to be coming in. It's going to be good, like no biggie, you know. But really though, we need 3 to kind of continue our lifestyle. So the 3rd one is going to be coming whenever we get taxes and everything like that back, you know, next year. Unless anything crazy happens, you know, universe takes care of me. I get, you know, some like decent amount of money just like plopped in my lap or whatever, you know what I'm saying? Which has been that settlement. Finally sold the full. I mean, there's been some things happen, you know. I'm about out of things that I could sell theoretically. To kind of keep fueling all this. That would be anything like worthwhile to sell, right? Like I know we've got like an excess of vehicles and stuff like that, but can't sell my truck, so you can't buy another one, and I have to have it for what the fuck I do. Then we got the little car for running around. It's like, yeah, we got a Bronco and everything like that, but it's kind of like the snow vehicle, which I mean they're worth a little bit. But then I've got that like little Nissan truck and stuff, and it's like, what could I get out of it? Like $1,200, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, well, hell, I could make that in like, you know, a couple weeks at a decent job. So it's kind of like that wouldn't even buy me a month, you know what I'm saying? But I mean, once I've got this other shit coming in, it'd probably buy me a couple. But that's my point though, is like I'm gonna be cutting it close, a little bit of a time frame. I need to get everything finished by, well, hopefully during July here, which is whenever the Better Bit Barn is going to be moved over and stuff. I'm going to go ahead and get everybody lined up towards a little bit later in the month. And I've got a lot of things already bought, just like ready to go for it. But it's not like I do fear going back and getting a job for just a while to kind of like live and fuel the dream and stuff like that. Which who knows if I do go back and stuff like that. I'm going to be having this excess of money and stuff like that from the rentals that I'll be able to, you know, actually kind of build up upon, and not just like enough to kind of live and survive and do my shit, you know. Excuse me, but that being said, another thing too is like dirt bike, I'd be lucky to get $1,000 out of it, and with the tractor, I could sell it. With the bush hog, probably get like, you know, $1,200 out of it, roughly. But it's kind of like, I mean, it's the cheapest like fucking tractor that you can buy, right? So it's and I have to have a tractor. It's not like, well, I could sell this high dollar thing and then get this cheap thing. It's like, well, I've already got the cheap thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I'm at with all that. I hate that I will be going back to work and stuff some though, which I'm not even like fully in on that. I keep hoping that, you know, the universe is going to take care of me and stuff like that so I can continue onward. and also keep spending this time with my daughter because she gets so attached to me now. Even if I go out for like a cigarette and then come back in just like 5 minutes or whatever, she's like running up to me and giving me a hug and everything, you know. So I hope I don't have to. Um, but you never know. You never know. Kind of what's going to happen. I actually read my tarot card, gave myself a tarot card reading earlier, kind of about this week, what to be prepared for coming up, and then like the financial thing. And it wasn't necessarily a good reading, guys. So, I mean, it was all about like, yeah, there's going to be some bullshit, persevere, but kind of hope for the best, expect the worst. So I'm just being honest. I'm putting a lot of stuff out there. I mean, really, that, you know, may sound bad to some people or whatever, you know, about this, but it's like, I just can't work for other people. I mean, I can and go and smile and fuck with the NPCs for a little bit and stuff, but that's just not me. And that's, you know, that and want to spend time with my family and just live my fucking life is the whole reason for getting all this shit set up anyways. But point is though, just need to get everything taken care of, you know, with that. And you know, I expect that may be a thing. I've had a year off to just work for myself, but that's definitely a possibility. I'm kind of facing reality with and kind of gearing myself up for. Um, Starting here in a few days, I'm going to go ahead and start throwing out applications and stuff, I think. Um, Reason being, you know, probably depending on what you get and where it's at, takes like a month for the whole hiring process. And it takes a little bit of time for, you know, if you are working to even get a paycheck to come in and stuff like that. So, which at this point, because I had that one rental set up and now I'm going to be having the second one set up, and it's going to go a lot quicker. I just know it's probably going to be a little bit slower than I think, just because of how fucking life happens and shit gets thrown at you. But I think it's going to be a little, it's definitely going to be a lot faster. So, but once I've got all that shit set up and stuff too, I may be able to do just like a part-time thing, which would be great. Um, just to kind of mitigate in between, you know. So, with that being said, um, it's all working out and it's all, you know, coming to fruition and stuff like that. I just kind of have to get back in the swing of things, for all that, and still try to make it the best that I can of it. And like I say, at this point, with all these things got going on, stuff set up, it's like I have a lot more like options to kind of take care of my family and do what I got to do and continue on, stuff like that. Like realistically, I could just go get like a job at fucking like McDonald's or something and be good, right? Because they pay decent for around here, and I've got money coming in from these other places and stuff. So I'm not like trying to fucking find some high class fucking job or whatever, you know what I'm saying? I'm not like some people's just fucking, you gotta make a certain amount. Like I could really go and make close to minimum wage and be fucking like good, you know what I'm saying? So, but there's that. So just kind of bearing it all, you know, excuse me. Um, like I mentioned before, this is our year and shit's happening, shit's taking off, and you know, we're so much further ahead and so much closer to everything. And then kind of once we get past this like last little bit of climbing that we have to do, finish getting all this set up, then everything's just going to kind of flatline. And I think that's whenever a lot of these videos and stuff that I make, um, you guys are going to see a lot more like cool shit and like, because then at that point, I'm working on more of the fun stuff, not just the killing my ass stuff, you know what I'm saying? But it's what it is. And yeah, so another thing that's happened, wanted to say this and kind of talk about it last. Leg's itchy. But my buddy that got hit in that car, or that car had hit him and he's on his motorcycle and stuff like that. I think I mentioned this in the last video. You know, it was kind of presumed at first that the car had pulled out in front of him, then he hit. That wasn't it. Come to find out, the car had pulled out and hit him on the side, right? And now, obviously, they reported on it and stuff like that, but then they did the investigation and stuff. And of course, some of the stuff's still ongoing. They've sent out like the tests of their blood for things and stuff like that. But the cause of death has now been ruled as blunt force trauma. From everything that they can tell, he died on impact, and he got flung from the motorcycle like way over into the grass and everything. Because like I say, she was in the median, hit him, then he flew off the motorcycle into the grass and stuff like that. And it was theorized that he was dead before he even hit the ground, because it had shattered his ribs, and part of that went to his heart because it was on his left side. So it was like, I don't know. I mean, I really don't know a lot about this. It's like, obviously, I know that this person who hit him wouldn't have wanted all this to happen. But at the same point, though, a lot of people's kind of mad at her that I'm aware of and stuff like that, because she apparently like posting like thirst traps and stuff like while all this shit's going on. You know what I'm saying? It's from what I've heard. So just kind of doing whatever. And like I say, the day after it all happened, she posted like apparently a picture or video or something of her like getting the fancy coffees and just like chilling out. It's just kind of like, I don't know. Like, if it was me and there was some big shit like this, like, she could potentially be tried for manslaughter and stuff like that, right? And it's kind of like, you think you want to lay low and just like not be on the internet for a while. I don't know. It's just me, but it's like, obviously her negligence did cause my friend to die. And it's like, I've kind of had to come to terms with like how much hate should be put towards that, right? Like, I don't really know. I know that every incident on the road theoretically is an accident, but it's also kind of like you weren't paying attention, weren't being a good driver, you know what I'm saying? There's so many factors involved in it. The only wreck that I've been into that I'd caused, so far, knock on wood, hopefully never happens, stuff like that. That was with another person. I'll say that too. So I've had some stupid shit happen. I may have talked about before. I don't fucking know, but was I bumped into somebody who was at a stoplight and just tapped him a little bit. It was whenever I was working at the pizza place delivering pizzas. I was on my way into work, going to hit the gas station, going into work. Well, the bottom of my boots are grease soaked and shit like that, right? And also the soles were worn the fuck out on them and stuff like that. They were my first pair of Doc Martens ever had. It's kind of ironic because I'm pretty sure the type of shoe it was called greasy, like the style of Doc Marten. But anyways, I was drinking. I remembered it was whenever Mountain Lightning had an energy drink, and I was getting those for a while because they were cheap as fuck. And in this old car I had at the time, 93 Nissan Maxima, motherfucker's awesome, threw a timing belt at like 400,000. That should have been fucking changed out and it'd probably still be going. But my foot had slipped off the brake pedal because the Mountain Lightning, like I guess I took a sip and set it, and it fell over into the floor because I didn't put it in the cup holder right. Cause they didn't start making nice cup holders until like the 2000s. Like, if any of you guys have drove any old vehicles, like, for the most part, some more luxury style ones like vans or something like that, like the Bronco's got decent one stuff in it, but cup holders weren't nice, right? Hell, that Nissan truck ain't even fucking got any in it. You know what I'm saying, at all. I was getting ready to make one time, but I just didn't. But anyways, went over there to grab it. Foot slipped off the brake pedal. Just bumped into him. Well, he had some new fancy SUV car thing. I can't really remember. But it threw some like fucking sensor thing. It like shut his shit down. Anyways, we limped over to the thing, called the cops, and it was like a fucking ordeal and stuff like that. You know, hell, he called his whole family to come over. He's freaking out, some old fucker and stuff like that. And then the son came over or whatever and was like, hell, I can't even see where he's, I mean, he's cool. He's like, I don't even see where you hit him at. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just such a light little tap. And, but it was some sensor bullshit that like fucked up that. But anyways, he turned the car off and turned it back on. And it was all good. So, I mean, who knows? It's crazy that cars have shit like that on it. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, that's the only time I've had to deal with anything like that. And, you know, that was my fault. And I had someone else involved. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, though, I could only imagine, you know, and things have kind of been working out, kind of coming to terms with a lot of things, and you know, him passing and stuff is part of it, and as stuff kind of comes out, you know, I think next weekend may try to visit his grave and stuff as well. It's kind of why this last little week here, I'm going and trying to wrap up all this big work job stuff that I've got going on, and just finalize all of that. That way, can just be done. Just can be done with it, you know, and excuse me. And that way, we can go visit his grave and then also meet up with some newer friends that we're trying to make and stuff like that as well. And just kind of test them out like in person, you know. Excuse me, I'm yawning. I need to go sleep. But kind of give me a little bit of downtime before I start going over there and working hard and shit like that on that Better Built barn and getting it loaded up. Because I know I'm going to holler at him. Dog growled. But it's something. I'm going to holler at him. It's going to take him a few days. And it's like I'm going to holler at the electrician and plumber, even though I'm going to go in and try to get them lined up and stuff like that. Like it'll take him a few days to get over there, weather permitting. It always rains first week or so of July around here. So I know that that's going to be a factor. So my point is like during that downtime while I'm waiting for all that to happen, I just want to have some time to just spend with my family and fucking chill and, you know, do like a hangout sesh with these people and stuff like that. And just make sure that like, you know, I've got all the things I needed done, and all the things that I want to do finished as well, kind of before the potential of having to go back and like do a job and stuff like that. Because I know that, you know, being a dad, trying to get all this stuff constructed, and then going to work on a job, even if it's like part-time and stuff like that, well, that's 2.5 to 3 jobs, you know what I'm saying? And you guys can probably see in every video I make, I'm tired as fuck. Because my only time really to make stuff. I mean, I made that one earlier that I putting in the beginning of this one and stuff like that. Let's talk about them trusses. I did that as I was finishing up my cigarette after I took in groceries, you know what I'm saying, from Walmart. Then I had to go in and, you know, help put up some groceries and get comfy and then wash my kids' hands. And, you know what I'm saying? So I just didn't have a lot of time. But that's kind of life that we got, which realistically, I've talked to my wife and stuff about it before, is like, I'm one of those people though, that I'm always going to be looking towards the next thing, right? I'm just very like motivated to accomplish stuff. Like I couldn't be one of those people who's like, okay, you go to work and then you come home and once a week or whatever, you mow your yard and then the rest of the time you're just scrolling on your phone, watching Netflix, whatever, and stuff like that. It's like I'm always wanting to build and accomplish something or create something or do something or, you know, like what's the next big step? Like what's the next thing to do, you know? Which keeps me busy, and I have to remember to ground myself and spend time with the people that I love. Because like I can get really caught up in it. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. And like I say, I know I hurt my body and stuff like that. Like my back's killed and shit like that, you know. My legs too. But anywho though, appreciate you guys watching. If you watched it all the way through, hopefully kind of throughout the week, if I'm doing anything cool, yawning again, sorry, but maybe I can shoot a minute or two videos, kind of throw them in and stuff like that as well. And just kind of show you guys what I've been into and doing. But anyways though, appreciate you watching. Again, happy Father's Day. Don't know whenever this video will be uploaded. Last time I uploaded one for Sunday, fuck, it took like all goddamn day. Who knows if it may end up being Monday. I was literally like, had my phone, because last Sunday we was in town taking care of shit, and it's like, hell, it was uploading like for like 4 or 5 hours while in town. It's crazy. But anyways though, appreciate you guys watching all this, and hope you have a good one.